What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Chris from Day Traders Lifestyle TV. Today I'm going to give you the top tips on how to beat coronavirus, how to stay ahead of the herd, and how to come out the other side stronger. Let's get this. So the first thing that I think everybody needs to do is stop stocking up on toilet paper. And you need to stock up on vitamins. You need to stock up on oregano oil. You need to stock up on echinacea, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't even know. Vitamin C, chewables, vitamin C dissolvables, the ones that you put into water, that it's 1,000 milligrams per tablet. What else? Anything lion's mane or nootropics to keep your brain sharp. You definitely need to be pumping your body with vitamins right now. And I'm someone who usually, as you know, does not sleep often. I don't sleep for more than like 2 to 4 hours, but I'm gonna be honest with you, ever since this stuff started, I've been trying to get at least 5 to 7 hours every night. Only reason is because I know firsthand that when you're lacking sleep, you run down your immune system and your body gets weak, obviously, which is not something that any of us can afford to do at this moment in time. So you have to, just like with day traders, we're adjusting and going with the flow of the market, and we have to adjust the way we trade depending on how the market's going, just as we have to right now in these current market conditions. You have to also do the same with everything else in your life. And I've definitely been doing that with sleeping. I've been sleeping more. I've been sleeping, to be honest with you, as much as I can, because I don't want my immune system to be run down. I don't want my body to be run down. I don't want, I don't go out to begin with, but now like nobody comes here. So it's just, you need to do things to keep yourself fresh, to protect yourself. The chances of this thing killing you are very slim. The damage that this thing is gonna do to the economy, to the housing market, maybe not so much here. I don't think the housing market in Canada or Toronto will be affected much. There's definitely going to be foreclosures from people that can't pay their mortgages. That's just the reality of it. That will happen. I don't think that there's going to be a huge decline like there's going to be in the States. I think the States is going to have the worst recession that they've ever seen in the stock market, in the housing market, and everything other than rental properties, because at the end of the day, people that are renting, they still, if a person has properties that they're renting out, their mortgage is being paid for regardless, right? So those are going to be untouched. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't invest in any of that stuff. But you need to be stocked up on vitamins. It's good to have toilet paper, but like at the end of the day, like worst case scenario, you run out of toilet paper. You're at home anyways. Just jump in the shower, wash yourself, dry up. You can put your same clothes you had back on. You don't need to dirty new clothes, and go on with your day, right? So it's not like if you run out of toilet paper, you're not going to be able to ever go to the washroom again until this is done. But just definitely be prepared to see a recession come in, to see a lot of jobs lost. A lot of jobs are going to become remote after this, meaning a lot of employers are going to learn from this period of time that a lot of people can be working from home instead of working in an office. So I can guarantee you that a lot of businesses that see and have people working from home during this time period, it's going to continue like that afterwards, because it'll just save them money in the long term. And we're kind of forced to right now. So businesses are going to find a way to get it done. If they need to have people still working, then those businesses will find a way to get it done, whether it's giving them computers to take home that are connected to the ones at the office, whatever the case is. But that is definitely going to happen. Unemployment is going to go through the roof. A lot of small businesses are going to unfortunately close. That's like the people I feel for the most. Like these large multi-million-dollar businesses, they'll be impacted by it, but they'll bounce back faster than ever. I just really feel for the mom and pop shops and the brick and mortar shops that are going to take a hit from this and that are going to be impacted the most from this. Everyone needs to really be taking this time. Like, this isn't a vacation. This is time where you need to be working on a plan, like never mind plan A and B, you need to be working on plan C, D, and E right now, and making streams of income that don't rely on your job, because you could wake up tomorrow and find out that you don't have a job, or that you're not going to have a job when this is said and done. It could happen in 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, a month from now, 2 months from now. This isn't going to pass in a week or two. This guy's having a little attack over here. This isn't going to pass. This isn't going to pass in a week or two. This is going to be around for, people are still going to be getting sick and getting this virus for the next 4 to 6 months. In my opinion, I don't think that this is going to go away anytime soon. I just don't think that this is going to be something that's overnight, and a lot of people wish it was. I wish it was. In reality, I think everybody wishes it was. But that's not the reality of what I think is going to happen. To get rid of this thing completely, it's going to take some time to have everything recover. It's going to take some time. And again, like, all of this is just my opinion. I'm not like, take it with a grain of salt, but this is just what I think is going to happen. I've been telling people since 2015. In 2015, I started telling people that in 2020 there was going to be a recession, and lo and behold, we have this huge shit storm going on right now. I didn't think that when this started in China it would impact the rest of the world the way it has, but we are where we are now, and I personally, I've always been a fan of Trump, but I personally think he's doing a really good job at minimizing the damage that this is going to cause, and doing a really good job at taking care of the American citizens and the people over there, and just everyone in general, protecting any other country, right? Because him managing stuff the way it is, it's avoiding stuff spreading anywhere else the way it should have been done from the get-go. People, you guys need to find ways to make money without a job. You need to have stuff that it's residual income and passive income all the time, literally coming in all the time, and that it doesn't involve you going to a job, or it doesn't involve you signing online to work for a job. You have to really look at this time as if you're not going to have a job when this is said and done. Again, I think even the quarantine, I personally think that they're going to make everyone be a lot more locked down than it is. I think it's still very free and open right now for people to do what they want. Okay, cool, like, you can't go in and sit at a restaurant, you can't go to like Starbucks and stuff like that, but I think it's going to become a lot more strict than it is now. I could be wrong, I hope it doesn't, but at the end of the day, like, in situations like this, you have to plan for the worst, right? You have to be optimistic and pessimistic at the exact same time, and think like, okay, you know what, like, they're being proactive and closing all this stuff ahead of time before it gets worse, but like, that doesn't mean that it's not going to get worse, right? So you need to be prepared. You don't need to stock up on toilet paper and be raiding stores, because, like, for anybody that watches this, if you've done that, there's elderly people that go in there that they're like, they have bad immune systems, or people that are at high risk, whether they have diabetes or they've had surgeries recently, or whatever the case is. There's people that are at high risk that they're not trying to go in there and ransack a whole store. They're just trying to go in there and buy like their like weekly supply of groceries and toilet paper and necessities, right? So just be more responsible when you're shopping, be more caring. This isn't like, I can truthfully say that the earth is having a really nice break right now, but it's not like this was something intentional and everyone was like, oh guys, let's come together and give the world a break and give the earth a break from pollution and car pollution and this and that and the other. It's something that we're doing out of fear, or everybody's mostly doing out of fear, for their own good and for their family's own good, not for their neighbor's good or anything else. Which it's good and it's bad, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and we need to just follow what the government tells us to do, which is stay home. If you don't have the discipline to stay home, then you don't have the discipline to be a successful entrepreneur, or be a successful athlete, anything like that. If you don't have the simple discipline to stay home for your own good, for your family's own good, for generations to come's own good, then you need to really sit back and evaluate your life. If you can't just sit at home and work out, do push-ups, do crunches, do ab workouts, stretch, read a book, do things that you've had on your checklist or your to-do list for the last few years, because I know that there's somebody watching this, or if you're watching this, that you've had a to-do list that you've wanted to do, whether it's learning how to paint or learning how to draw or whatever the case is, anything. Every single person watching this has at least one thing that they want to work on and get better at, and this is your time to do that. This is your time to master something, especially something that can make you money. Whether it's you have a skill with drawing and you can sell paintings, or you have a skill with sewing and you spend this time sewing and making clothes, whatever the case is, or it's making clothes for people that are less fortunate, especially in this time now that they were already struggling and they're going to be struggling even more, and you knit them t-shirts or whatever the case is. Find something to do with your time that's productive and that you can hopefully make money from and be able to support yourself, because you need to, not just now, but you should always, whether you have a job or you have whatever, like you're a CEO or you're an employee or it doesn't matter what you do, you should always have sources of income that don't rely on your job. Especially if you have a job, you need to have other sources of income. You need to have passive income coming in, because at the end of the day, there's no security in having a job. You could show up tomorrow and be replaced. You could show up tomorrow and the business is shut down from something like this. You could show up tomorrow and the building was lit on fire and now you don't have a job. Or there's so many different things. People are so misled by thinking that they have a job so they have security, when you don't. You really don't have security. The only time you have security is if you're the business owner, and even then you still don't have security, because your business could get shut down and you could go bankrupt and you could lose your shirt. And if you have a restaurant, nobody's coming in. If you're not doing deliveries or Uber Eats, you're not going to be making money. So it's just like, you always have to be having multiple sources of income. And I've been preaching this for years, and I just really hope that this time pushes people to better themselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and just in every area of life. It just really, because these times, we're retreating right now. Everybody's, like my closest friends, they do the same thing I do. They just work all the time. They're at home working. The only time they leave is for a meeting or an appointment, and other than that, they're at home working. Or they're working out, and now we have to work out in our condos, right? No gyms are open, so there's even less excuses as to why you can't be doing something to be working on yourself. And these times, these hard times and dark times, should be times where you come together and you really just you focus in and put all your energy back to yourself and come out of this stronger on the other side, because that's realistically the only way you're going to come out stronger. You're not going to come out stronger by counting every single dollar and putting it in your piggy bank and waiting for this to pass, because what happens if this is 8 months long or 9 months long or 10 months long? I can guarantee you that the majority of people don't have enough money to pass to make it through that time period, right? So you need to be taking this first portion of it, or hopefully however, whether it's another week or two or whatever it is. The main country that everyone's supposing that this started in, again, I'm not gonna say that that's where it started, because I'm not a fucking scientist and I don't know shit. At the end of the day, there's only certain people that really know the truth. But that country's still on lockdown. The people there are still on lockdown. They've been on lockdown since October or November, whenever this started. So let's say November, December, January, February, March. It's gonna be almost 5 months, half a year that they've been on lockdown. And those people, they've been out of jobs. They can't go to work. They can barely even go outside. They're allowed to go outside twice a day. And the sad part is people are only concentrating on raiding stores for toilet paper. They're not worrying about anything else. You don't need toilet paper. You don't need to be stocking up on stuff. Grocery stores, even if the whole world was shut down, grocery stores are gonna stay open. Places like that have to stay open because people need to eat, right? That's a necessity. That's something you need to have to stay alive. So don't be panicking to get to the store at 7 o'clock in the morning to buy toilet paper. Be waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning now that you're not going to work, and spending that time doing something. And me doing my part as a business owner, as a teacher, and as someone that is always trying to help people, I'm going to put my course on sale until this is done, because it's just not the original price of my course is it's a decent amount of money, and I would rather make less and help more people be able to help themselves, because in a time like this, it's like this is where everyone just needs to come together and really work together instead of focusing solely on themselves and being greedy. And like there's people that are like taking stuff out of people's shopping carts in stores. There's people pushing each other, trampling over each other when stores are opening. Like it's literally shit that's out of a movie that you wouldn't even think would happen. I don't think anybody thought that it would happen. Or like if you watch the movie Contagion, it's literally like that, and it's so crazy to think that how similar our reality is now to that movie. But I hope you guys stay strong. I hope everyone that's watching this finds some sort of faith and guidance from above to know that we're gonna make it through this. God's got you. I'm a strong believer that He's watching over all of us, and that He's protecting all of us, and that there's a higher purpose for all of this. Regardless of what your beliefs are, just believe and know that you will make it through this. You will make it out to the other side of this storm. Just stay strong, stay positive, stay active. Even if you're locked up at home, don't stay in jogging pants and mope around and my life is woe and fucking this, that, and the other. Like, get dressed as if you're going to your job, even if you're going to sit at your counter and sit on your computer, or walk out your door and then walk back in and pretend you just got to work. Whatever it is that you have to do to mentally put yourself in a good state of mind every single day, do that. Whether it's meditating, praying, dancing around to happy music in the morning, working out, running in a circle, doing jumping jacks. Fucking, there's so many different things. There's not even any excuse for anyone to not be exercising right now because you're home, and there's so many. You can go on YouTube and on Google and find so many home workouts that don't need weights. Order P90X on Amazon. You won't be able to do the weighted workouts, but you can still do everything else. Buy a chin-up bar or buy little dumbbells on Amazon. Invest in yourself. This is a time for us to invest our energy, our time, our money, everything back into ourselves and to grow ourselves, so that way when we come out of this, we're 10 times stronger and we're more prepared if, God forbid, this ever happened in our lifetime again, which I don't think it will. But even if it doesn't happen in our lifetime, we want to be able to prepare our generations following us for something like this, right? Because we're going to one day look back and tell our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren, hopefully, that we went through something like this. So I hope you take this time to look inward and to find peace and love and positive energy to spread to those around you. If you see someone in a store struggling, or an old person, give them a hand, push their cart for them. If it takes you an extra 10 minutes, majority of you have nothing else to do and you're not in a rush to go to work, help that old person out. If there's an old person in a line behind you, let them go ahead of you. Just little deeds whenever you can is what's going to help us all stay together and stay stronger and make it through this hard time. Again, we're all gonna make it to the other side. I hope everyone stays happy, healthy, strong, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. I love you guys. I thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it helps one of you stay positive through this storm that we are faced with right now. Share this with your friends, family, your potentially old co-workers, anybody that needs to watch this. I love you guys. Have an awesome week, day, month, year. We're gonna come out stronger on the other side, I promise you that. So keep your head up, be productive, invest in yourself, reinvest all your energy and your time and your money back into yourself, and just know that this is all for a greater purpose. Take care, brush teeth, comb your hair, chat.